beautiful. Thanks, Ayana and Alana.
So nice to meet you, Mykal-Michelle.
You as well. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks so much for having me. I mean, first we got to start off by talking about your thoughts on The Little Mermaid. I mean, were you a fan of the animated and the live action films?
Absolutely. I love the entire Little Mermaid franchise. I think it is such a magical and whimsical story. And to be able to bring in a brand new, generation to see this new version of The Little Mermaid is so cool. But at the same time, we are, differentiating ourselves from the original feature films. This is, we're seeing Ariel when she was 8 years old, and we're really taking a deep dive into her life. We're seeing her friends, we're seeing things in her crystal cavern, we're seeing all these different types of adventures she goes on. And it's a really fun type of new look into her life.
Yeah, well, with that being said, I'm curious if you took any inspiration from either the original animated film or from Holly Bailey's Ariel when you were voicing this character.
Absolutely. I definitely had to do a bit of character study for my role, and I watched both the Ariel movies, and we did have like a little movie marathon, and I really tried to take in what would this character do, what would this character sound like when she was younger. And I feel like that's such a fun part of acting and voice acting. You have to really analyze these characters. And I feel like that The Little Mermaid was definitely a fun story to look at, to revisit.
As you were saying, this world is so unique. So how would you describe this version of Atlantica?
Definitely. I think that this version of Atlantica is just an incredible look at Atlantica, because we get to see all these different types of people, different types of fish. We get to see this beautiful scenery. I love the colors and, visual aspect of this show as well. We get to see all these different places that we've never been before in Ariel's life. We get to see Ursula's apothecary. We get to go to an open market. We see a juice stand that they frequently hang out at. And it's just it's such a pretty sight.
Speaking of Ursula, I was personally so excited to see this new spin on her character. She's known as this big bad Disney villain, but in your series, she's actually a friend. So can you give a little bit of insight into Ursula and Ariel's relationship?
Absolutely. Well, Ursula, for Disney Junior's Ariel, is way more of like this friendly, silly aunt who is always helping the kids with their adventures. And she is definitely kind of like a mentor for Ariel in this new iteration, which not a lot of people would expect. But Ursula actually teaches Ariel and her friends a lot of really valuable lessons and has a bunch of totally cool songs. And I feel like it is so refreshing to see this Disney villain turned into this nice, auntie.
Well, speaking of songs, I was jamming out during the first few episodes. You guys have great music in this show. Do you have a favorite song from the series?
That's a tough question, because I like all of the songs. Seriously, I know it sounds cliche, but these songs are so good. And so I feel like a few of my favorite songs are the intro song is really good, but I especially like the outro song, because it really it's like Ariel kind of saying what her character believes in and her character's morals and all those kind of things in the song. She's like, going to the beat of my own drum and things like that in the song. And I really love that song because it shows who she is more. But I also like this one song called Shimmer. And Shimmer is like like I said, there are a lot of Caribbean-inspired aspects going into this show, and this song, Shimmer, has such a like Caribbean hip bop to it. And I absolutely love it. And then there's this really like slower ballad that Ariel does in the middle of the series. That's just so pretty. Like listening to the piano in it, and I'm pretty sure there was a hint of violin somewhere in the song. It was so gorgeous.
Oh my goodness, they were all so much fun to listen to, and I can't wait to see the rest of the series and see what else you guys have in store. It looks like that's about my time for today, but thank you so much for chatting with me.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Did you get all that, Fernie? I forgot to write all that down. Could you sing it one more time?